Can you share some examples of how brands are fighting friction?
There's lots of great examples, and what we tried to do in the book was come up with micro case studies. So it wasn't like here's 20 pages on one brand. We tried to do a page or two, a handful of paragraphs, and really give some breadth to it. And one of the ones that I love the most is Yeti. And the reason that Yeti is interesting is that they make coolers. Coolers have been around for, I don't know, like 100 years. This is really mundane technology when you think about it, right? It keeps your beer cold, keeps your soda cold, keeps your bologna sandwiches cold, doesn't do much else. Yeti is a full-blown lifestyle brand, a full-blown passion brand. Like, let's get to the finish line. The guys who invested in Yeti, it was in Wall Street Journal the other day, they invested $57 million in the company. It's now forecasted, when it goes IPO, to be worth $3.3 billion. There was another article in Wall Street Journal a few weeks ago that people are pulling up in Mercedes-Benz and literally stealing these coolers. I tried to do a partnership with them for one of my clients. We gave them a jingle and they're like, we don't even have the inventory, right? Can't keep up. These coolers sell for, I don't know, very often like $700 when you can get a perfectly good cooler for $150. Ad Age summarized it perfectly. They've got an article that says you might not be able to afford a Yeti cooler, but you can afford a Yeti hat. And what that means is people are buying their t-shirts and buying their hats and walking around like walking billboards. Like, I'm a fly fisherman, I'm terrible at it, but it's amazing to see how many Yetis are out on the river and how many people are wearing the Yeti hat, right? That's the results. So, how'd they get there? Two ways. Both of them are about fighting friction. The first is they fight friction through the product. The product is fundamentally better than any other product in the category. It's literally certified grizzly bear proof. There's an independent organization that figures out whether stuff is grizzly bear proof. I don't think the vast majority of these products are in any danger of getting attacked by a grizzly bear, but it's sure nice that if you're using a cooler, which means you're in the outdoors, you're probably looking for an adventure, it's really nice to know, like, this thing can handle anything you throw at it. That's a piece of friction. People want bigger adventures, and that's the thing about improving people's lives, right? This isn't just willy-nilly, hug the trees, save the manatees, green movement. It's about improving people's lives in a relevant way. So that's what Yeti does with the product. Now, what I really love is the way they do it with their marketing. The average digital advertising exposure is 1.6 seconds. They've created a series of videos, each of which are about 8 minutes long. And they're amazing. They're absolutely addictive. They're absolutely beautiful. They are absolutely wonderful, right? So there's one that's all about the world's most dedicated fly fisherman. There's one that's all about the world's greatest ski guide. There's one that's all about the world's greatest barbecue pit master. And she happens to be like an 89-year-old woman, right? These stories are amazing. What you don't see in these videos is anything about Yeti. You literally have to watch them a few times over, and then you might see like, oh, that's a Yeti cooler in the background, only because you're looking for it. Like, one of my favorite ones is there's this death-defying kayaking trip in Texas. And these people literally, they kayak all night, they're breaking bones, they're getting attacked by mosquitoes. It's a horrible looking experience. And the winner gets a patch. That's it. No money, no trophy, you just get a patch. And it's this amazing story about these people who are risking life and limb just for a patch. The only time that you see the Yeti brand at any point is at the end. There's one of the contestants is passed out cold in the grass with a Yeti hat over his head, blocking the sun. That's it. So what happens is they make these videos, and they live in their social channels, and it lives on YouTube. But for the most part, I go up on Yeti.com to get these videos. So they get that brand association. I've now watched not 8 minutes, I've probably watched about 2 hours of these videos. I've probably shared it with dozens and dozens and dozens of my friends who have then shared it with dozens and dozens, and I've talked about it, I've wrote in the book, and now I've become an evangelist for this brand. So that's what happens, because that marketing, that's not just storytelling, that's fighting friction, because inspiration is a way to fight friction. If you're in that category, you're looking for bigger and bolder adventures. And that's what those stories are about. It's about giving people a bigger and bolder vision of themselves.